Hi everybody, I'm Ritzgar.
I'm Josh.
I'm Seamus.
And I'm Chris.
Hey.
And we're on a train.
I've been watching the scene for a while now, and I'm watching carefully to see when and how often, and if the trees repeat themselves in any sort of order.
I have been
What
wondering
do
the
you
same
observe?
thing myself.
That way?
Wow, we are really fucking boring.
Got a few ideas. We'll have a talk when we get there.
I thought about
we're
looking.
tuned.
I thought about looking for that, but I thought it was too
Be
boring,
safe
so
up
I
here.
didn't.
You betcha.
Okay, I guess Josh is the cool guy for this week. Chris has been disqualified for a while now because of his obsession with Super Hexagon.
As somebody who has tried to create that effect in the past, I will say it is very hard to pull off when you have a decent frame rate. I'm very curious how they did it.
Doesn't matter a lick to me.
You know, having probably the scenery scrolls by and then jumps to its original position again, but it's hard to pull off
Are there any maps up here?
seamlessly.
I don't know.
Yeah, Lee, this is definitely the best time to be talking to Kenny about the skeletons in your closet. I'm sure he will be extremely attentive and interested in the things that you did a while ago.
Can you just leave me alone?
Tell him
Hey
how
Kenny,
tired you
want
are.
to hear about my
and how
vacation?
hungry.
Say, Kenny, did you ever tell you about the time that I got attacked by, like, a really big duck?
Hey, Ben.
Hey,
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh,
Let's lay into Ben some more.
Saved your life, you know.
I know. I don't know if I can go on like this, man.
aren't many of us left, thanks to
It's
you.
just the way it is. Aren't many of us left.
Yeah. You, me, and Kenny. Clementine.
So, apparently we missed it last week. It was revealed that Ben is 18.
Really?
We're all
Yep.
homeless.
You know what I mean.
That sounds about right.
There's not much use in describing.
Yeah,
people
although
as
that
they
does
were.
just sort of make
Yeah.
his extreme incompetence a
See.
little more baffling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But I guess we should talk about this more next episode. I mean, next Walking Dead episode when it really comes into play. Spoiler warning.
Yeah.
It's a fifth of whiskey.
Look at bottle of whiskey. Man, that's a friendly.
random whiskey. Like, where did that even come from? That was where the bottle of water was sitting before.
Hobos can make.
Where did that
bottles of
come
whiskey
from? I wanna
here
ask-
Out of the
There's
ether.
some scissors in Chuck's pack.
Chuck Hobo's private reserve.
He's taken to distilling his own whiskey.
Welcome to Train 17. It's safer here.
Talk to him?
I did.
So should we
This is
cut
part of
Clementine's
his
hair?
experiment.
He explained himself and made some good points.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually like the
I didn't even realize it was up.
look.
But there are
It's
some
pretty cute.
precautions we have to take.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't worry, sweetheart.
Okay. What should we do?
Well, let us
Clementine
It's
certainly
pretty
doesn't
cute.
like it, but
It's good to know that you're approaching this rugged survivalist choice with all of the care and practicality of a girl playing with her dolls, Seamus. Or a boy playing with their dolls, his dolls.
crappy day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Crappiest.
If 3 months ago I'd known what you'd be seeing, I don't know if I would have taken you with me.
I probably would have run out of
Actually,
food.
all jokes
You're
aside,
starved with me.
I
I'm glad.
can't really make that kind of accusation when I'm myself. Whenever I'm handed a character creator
about John?
and or outfit
I don't know.
selection
Being
device
might be an okay
or
guy.
interface, we'll probably spend more time doing that than the actual video
He's
game.
probably had it pretty rough.
There is something amusing about the image of Lee giggling to himself as he tries Clementine's hair up and down, and tries putting it in braids and stuff.
Got it.
He kind of gets carried away while he's trying to like. Then he just, you know,
First,
sorry.
don't
Yeah,
be afraid.
I guess.
It's just a
It
thing.
just quietly
Take
chops it off.
But know where your finger is all the time, and don't put it on the trigger unless you want to hurt somebody.
Okay. Okay.
See? It's not scary.
It's heavy.
You'll get stronger. To aim, you look right down the top.
I wonder
That
who
notch.
taught Lee. Did
Line up the sight at the end
I mean
when
he's
you're talking.
teaching her
Is there anything else I should
the
know?
basics, you know, trigger discipline and stuff like that. And I wonder, Is this something Lee knew before the apocalypse, or is this something he was taught later?
I will say the extent of my gun education is living around people who have been given gun education. I never grew up in a household with guns, I've never fired a gun, but everything Lee's saying is stuff I
I can
basically
do that. Okay.
So it's not like he's going in depth here. I didn't feel like there was more that needed to be explored as to Lee's education.
Squeeze the trigger smoothly, and I'll cover your ears. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
Locking the elbows, that's
You
one
okay?
thing
My
that
hands hurt. I don't
he
like
might have had to have
this.
been taught
Stick with
to
it,
point
okay?
out,
Do I
or maybe
have
that
to?
he's just sort of figured out.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, let's see. It hit a little to the right of it, so we wanted to aim left. This is a little mini game where you have to figure out where she was shooting before. There we go.
This
to
is
go
the
through at
worst
least-
shooter mechanics ever.
Good job.
I want to play a video game where your avatar is just clutching your hands over the ears of a 9-year-old child while she runs around and shoots zombies.
And you verbally direct her a little bit up, a little bit to the right,
Bit to the right.
and it's all menu based.
Did he just say a bit to the left while the subtitles said right?
Aim lower.
No, he said right.
There you go.
Sounded like
Nice.
left to me.
Somebody should make a mod for Half-Life 2 that does this. Where you just select Gordon's aim in a menu.
Of course, how this conversation really should have gone is a little to
Yeah,
the
you
left.
did. Good job.
What? I said a little to the left.
And the guns
What?
don't shoot so much.
See, you did good.
They're not walkers, though.
No, far from it. But you know how these
Turns
things
out those
work.
were a bunch of full bottles of
Graduate you
whiskey.
to walkers one day.
Okay, I feel good.
Not so
His
scary,
entire
huh?
distillery is now empty.
Chuck's is like, okay, never mind. If I'd known you were going to break through my bottle supply, I would have just said, ah, fuck it. She has to learn on her own, I guess.
Hi.
So you're probably not gonna like this.
Oh no. What happened?
Nothing.
Now,
We have to talk
teaching her how
about
to use a
your
gun
head.
is not
It's
optional,
not
is
safe.
it?
I don't think so.
That's not nice.
What?
Are you saying it smells?
No.
'Cause it does. Kinda.
Do you remember when Andy St. John grabbed it and I got mad?
What?
Yeah.
Well, that
I.
might happen
It's
again.
not safe. Are you saying it's?
Why? We need to try.
You know, on the one hand, it doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Your
but on the other
hair
hand, it does sound like
caused the
something a kid
zombie
would say.
apocalypse, Clementine.
Okay.
Mind if we do this now?
I guess not.
Don't mope. It's a good thing.
This episode did serve as sort of the two towers of the franchise. though.
You know how to do
I don't
this.
really like it, partially for that reason.
Well,
How-
it's
how
in this
hard
weird
can it be?
position.
I'm going to look like a boy.
Shush now.
It's in this weird position where it's simultaneously the
So I
middle,
did
so it
kill
sort of
someone before.
has to bridge the first two chapters and the second two chapters, but it's also one of the only three episodes I think that actually moves something forward. Like I think the episode 2 and episode 4 mostly are
Doesn't
filler,
even matter.
really.
Episode 4 moves the plot forward.
Oh,
I mean,
mostly
not
at the very end. Most of it's
physically,
just
But
like I think episode 4 is sort of the same thing as episode
Oops.
2 in that we sort of go and explore someone else's
Thinking
territory,
about that,
and then we tell the
I
story
could
of what
probably
happens
turn
there.
these pieces back with some-
You know, the interesting
a
thing
bit.
is,
But episode 4, you know,
You do.
you
Yeah,
get
they
into
only gave them to me for sleeping.
what you're gonna try for the end game
There,
and
all
whatever.
set.
I mean, you explore
interesting thing
Kenny's
is-
plan a bit more.
each of these episodes has something conspicuous wrong with it, like where we can instantly point to that and say,
You look cute.
okay, this is where this
A lot
episode's going
harder to
wrong.
grab.
You know, in the first one, it was that it hadn't relinquished its adventure gaming mechanics. In the second one, it's that it's just kind of a weird non sequitur with its plot line. In this one, it's bridging the gap and just trying to move us forward. The fourth one, that it's filler, and the fifth one is too short. So in each one, we can be like, okay, this the episode didn't really work for me. but we all agree that it was a really good series.
Hey,
See you.
And I think the
Yeah.
reason we can all agree on that is because
What?
the best parts of the game are the little
Hey.
moments like cutting Clementine's hair.
yeah.
And as long as it has those...
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay, Ben,
you can have
whatever.
a flawed episode that still is functional in other ways. I mean, a short episode doesn't mean the episode isn't any good. Or
Yeah,
an episode
I
is-
would not argue
Right.
that the 5th episode is necessarily bad because it's short, or that its shortness doesn't
Yeah.
serve the tension at all.
I mean, if we're gonna start disqualifying flawed games, then we need to swear off everything Bethesda's made ever.
Talk to you later, Kenny.
Yeah. And swearing off more
I think
might
they-
actually put me into withdrawal symptoms, so let's not do that.
So yeah,
If you want it.
but this is an interesting thing, and this episodic way of
Realized I
building
had
the
it
game,
left. Thank
you notice they didn't repeat the
One
same
nip.
problem again and again. If they made the whole game as
Sure.
one block of episodes and then released all 5 episodes, or just made it one big game, then we probably would have seen an entire
Not
game
known
making
for its
episode 1
finish.
mistakes. It would have been a
No
little too
kidding.
adventure gamey, wouldn't have worked. You know, it would have felt an entire game where it felt like
Anybody in there
episode
want to
1.
share a drink? You let 'em
But
know.
because they were doing it in this
Will do.
iterative way, their approach kind of evolved as they went.
I think the other benefit of doing it episodically is
Check one of
you
them
get the
notes
same
and
sort of
read
benefits
the
that Alan Wake had, where
He's got some.
gameplay is really digestible, and that lets you tell a sort of a complete story with each individual episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd help.
Now
Yeah,
we
well,
have
we've pointed out
control of the
before-
train.
Games always want to be movies, but a movie
I was
plot
lucky enough to get it
is
working
too small to be a game. You know, you can't take a 90-minute movie plot and stretch it out over a 10-hour video game without some serious padding. And
Yeah.
like Grand Theft Auto gets around that by making the plot really long and convoluted. Doesn't add anything to its epicness. It just has a lot more little detours on the way there. Breaking
fact,
it up into
significantly
episodes
detracts.
gets around those
Yeah.
problems.
Hey,
Yeah.
See.
And this is probably, now that Chris has said that, I'll bet this is just a better way
Uh-oh.
to tell a
Here
story
it
in a
goes.
game.
I was the one giving the bandits supplies.
What?
So Ben has confessed that he was the one that started this whole thing.
And I don't know, I mean, yeah, he started it by making a deal with the bandits, but you can't really put the pin the blame on him for everything that happened. His only
Yeah.
crime was not telling us
Why
about
the hell would you do this?
They said they had my friend.
And
but
really,
he
I
was
can't
with
blame
them.
him too much for
By the
that
time I
when
realized they did,
Lily
it
was
too
threatening
late.
to
They said they'd kill
execute him in a ditch
all of us.
on the suspicion that he'd done it.
Yeah, I mean there is the
Yes,
element
exactly.
of, well, the second they realized the
Yeah,
deal was off,
I'm
they
real sorry.
immediately took over the entire camp and nearly killed us all, so in the
What are you
end,
doing
that
out
deal
here?
kind of worked out.
Couldn't be
At
back
least
there
until we stopped
anymore.
doing it.
Needed some air.
Anything else?
I was thinking about talking to Ken.
So yeah, actually,
that is
what
a
if we
bad
had
idea,
not been
Ben.
giving them
You should
medical
not do that.
supplies? Then I guess we would have actually all brushed out sooner?
Mistakes to yourself.
I
Because they
can-
would have attacked us and we'd have to run away without all the stuff we'd gotten?
I guess.
And when the truck wasn't repaired?
See.
Ben saved our lives, didn't he? Upon reflection.
it. It's possible.
Wow, Ben is a hero.
Yeah,
I think
too
we all
bad
need
you're
to
not allowed
stop and
to
admire
recognize
Ben.
that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Savannah.
Well, and his mistake in a reasonable group was that he absolutely should have told us. But again,
Yeah.
for some reason, Lily was leading the group, and she was such a Hitler. I mean, there's a reason people don't like to bring bad news to dictators, and that's one of the reasons they end up being taken down, is because
Yeah.
nobody will bring them bad news.
I can see the whole scene
Oh, she
in my
was a lot
mind's
more
eye.
reasonable before you dropped a salt lick on oops.
Let's not argue about who
I,
killed
I-
who.
This way. We have have to.
I was not paying attention to the
Looks like we'll
dialogue.
come right through town if there's nothing on the tracks to hold us up. And we've got a good chance.
I did not have the heart to tell Clementine that I
They
wasn't gonna
always
look
stay
for
in
her
the same place
parents.
When they go there. It's
Well, it's
I actually
that was an
encouraged
interesting
it.
choice.
We'll figure it
Oh,
out.
go ahead.
But
Have you ever been there?
once.
Well, think about
What was that, Chris?
it. A lot of hotels.
I was just gonna say it's implied that she knows they're dead. I mean, she says
Yeah.
repeatedly that, you know, she knows it's all pretend, but she clings to that hope.
I know, well, she-
Mar.
Actually,
The
no.
Martian.
No, when she says she knows it's all
That's it.
pretend, she's talking about the
We'll head
walkie-talkie.
there.
Yes.
You think we have a good plan?
I think it's.
no, she
very
actually
good.
specifically says she knows they're probably dead
Tell my parents.
in episode 2, I think.
No.
I don't know, I feel like that was a little bit ambiguous. But I mean, the point is, I didn't have the heart to tell her that it did not fit into our plans that we were going to go search
All right.
that area.
Yeah, that is hard, and it didn't fit into your. I mean, really, that is not a wise or
And you're a
reasonable
good
thing to
little
do.
shot.
But that's gonna be a
Guess we
crushing
should
thing
see
to
how
tell her,
far.
and I did not know how to handle that. I wanted to put that answer off as long as I could.
And the problem is, it doesn't, like, here's the thing. The game does not let you put that off forever. There is a moment
Right.
where you pretty much are obligated to tell her the truth, that you just can't do it. And I feel like if you put it off,
I have.
it's that much
Man,
harder.
we have the best luck.
Also, really
I
good breaks
have
for a
my
train.
doubts that you could. Yeah, I was just about to say. I have my doubts that a train could stop
That's fucking stupid, Ben.
before it hit that. I mean,
Well,
it takes
Kenny-
those things like miles to stop.
I ain't got much experience with y'all.
Kenny is handling this
Probably
pretty well.
deal with that. We got a goddamn train.
That thing's not full of milk, Charles. That's gas or diesel. Something that's gonna explode.
You gotta get a hold of yourself.
I've got an
There's a
idea.
crew
Let's
here.
blow it up.
Yeah, actually, that's a good
This.
point.
Yo, you keep screaming like that and you're gonna get your face chewed off. Are you guys gonna be trouble? Because we could have just kept walking.
The other
No, we're
idea is
friendly.
we could just, you know,
Down, kid.
knock
That's
the
what
truck
everybody
open,
says.
let all the gas spill out, and then drive through.
We'll see. You guys
Nah,
got a
the
problem with your
fumes
train?
would still cause
You're
a
standing
fire
right in
hazard.
front of it.
Dude, it's a wreck.
Well,
not
yeah.
And also, this is.
Send your
And
buddy
are
up
we
to have a look.
operating under television
Anything goes
rules
sideways up there.
of
that
explosives
mistake.
where, you know, a flammable truck is just one stray bullet away from a mushroom cloud?
Okay, a bullet wouldn't do it, but hitting it with a train probably would.
Well, I'm talking
Wait,
about
though?
within, like, what did the writers.
If I come
What
up
would the
there,
writer? What do
you
the
better not
writers
be
think
murderers
happened
or
when
thieves.
you
guess
introduce
you'll have to
in
find
this
out.
situation? Because that's really what we're up against.
Yeah, that's
Not
all that
what,
matters.
Mythbusters.
A group of guys is what we need.
They're what you think we need. We're doing fine.
For now.
That was
So
a
this
reassuring
is-
remark.
This is why I don't
I
like
don't need-
episode 3 very much. There's
Krista,
two reasons
what's the
really.
deal with the
One,
train?
We're
you
driving.
get kind of a
Oh,
complete
man.
party kill, or a near complete party kill,
Hey, I'm not gonna bullshit.
which directly and
It's a little
indirectly
fuck
wipes
right
away
now.
most of the choices
Right
you made in the
victim.
first two
Mom took
episodes.
a life,
Yeah.
and Before that,
No
just-
Lily,
Yeah,
no
we're
Carly or
losing
Doug,
4 people here today.
no
Shit.
Katja, no
Damn,
Duck.
you guys have a kid.
What are you doing up
Clementine, why did you climb the ladder? And how did Kenny let you climb the ladder?
What's your name?
Clementine.
But and you hit this crescendo where everything is
Great.
bleak and terrible, and you
Things are
just
looking
killed
up.
Duck.
You're not her dad.
Then the
down
episode
there?
keeps going
Is
and
that
going
obvious?
and going and going and
Yeah.
going and
It's
going.
not down there.
Yeah,
And you
like,
get these two
you just-
people to replace the people who just died, which felt like kind
I
of
came across
a
Clementine alone.
cop out
First day all this
almost, because
We've been
they could
together
wipe
ever
the slate
since.
clean and then replace
Everybody
them
down there.
with
They're
more
cool.
people that you wouldn't have to have your choices matter that much for.
It feels like the episode
Kenny
climax.
lost his wife.
We
and
dealt
kid.
with Lily, we lost Katya,
long ago?
we shot Duck, we got the train moving, we had like
Maybe
our
2
moment
hours
with
ago.
Clementine where we told her, you know, it's not gonna be easy once we get to the city. Then we teach her to shoot,
Awesome, though.
cut her hair, and like we're going off into the distance.
We'll help you with it. But if we
and
see anything
then
alright,
we,
we'll
and
move
it feels
on.
like, okay, we're about to go to the city, but then we don't.
We'd appreciate
And
that.
then we meet these two characters who are, you know, Omid at least is extremely bubbly, and it feels really congruous.
There.
We'll come down and settle
Like, there's
in.
this thing in
That's an
TV shows and in
interesting
video
point.
games. There's this thing in TV shows and video games where, like, there'll be, like, an episode where, like, bad shit will happen, and one of the characters will be, you know, distraught because, you know, he just shot a child or something like that. For example, purely hypothetically speaking. And then there'll be a break.
Right.
And then it comes back, you know, things will happen, they'll be more lighthearted, and the character will be more lighthearted, and we accept it, because there's the break. We're like, okay, maybe in that break he's sort of, you know, getting past it. But here there was no break. We went from shooting a child
Wrangle to hell.
to telling a kid things aren't going to be easy, and, like, teaching them how to shoot,
There's no way I'm
and,
pulling
you know,
anything apart down there.
cutting away the last strands of their innocence. And now we're joking around with Omid and Krista and trying to knock down in a fuel truck. It doesn't quite feel right.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it feels like there's kind of an inertia of
Let's go talk to your
emotionality
people,
where,
man.
like, any
me?
sort of depression
What?
or anything that would take our mood down
Am I
lasts
gonna have
as
to
long
tell your
as
people
that
the plan or
shot
what?
does.
We have a plan.
In fairness, that little introduction of Omid and Krista though does have
Guys,
some
this
of
is
the
Omid and
some really
Krista.
nice moments of writing in it. Both the really
Right,
subtle implication that she's
Like I
pregnant,
said, it's
and also I
a
love
bit
the
of
touch
a
with Leek
Just
chastising
wanted to say hi
Clem
and
for
say
letting
your training's
Omid
pretty
swear.
Cool.
But we're not looking for charity.
We could help you guys, though.
Maybe.
So, yeah. Hi. Again.
The plan is to cut that.
We're gonna
tanker
cut
down
that tanker
another way.
down, man.
Seems like plan
Way to be
enough to me.
decisive there.
You want to start in on that tanker?
I'll get to know the girl for a minute, if you don't mind.
And while
Anyway,
I'm
it's
sure we have
to the
this
credit
thing,
largely of episode 4 that
kid?
Omid and
probably
Krista
for
don't
the best.
end up feeling like just
someone
tacked
might wanna have a
on,
look inside of that
like
station
disc
back there,
2
too.
party
Sounds
members.
great. Let's do this thing.
Hi everybody, I'm Rutska.
I'm Josh. Seamus.
I'm sorry, my fault.
Did you almost die while we were trying to start the episode?
I was eating something spicy and I kind of inhaled some spicy spice dust into my lungs, and I was like, I am not gonna be able to say my name. Maybe if I wait 2 seconds. No, it's not happening.
Can we just call
What do
it
you
the
think,
start?
Josh?
Let's just do it.
Can we have a do-over?
No.
And I'm Chris.